Hello, everyone. Dr. Lisa Fost here, and I have a wonderful guest with me today. It's probably somebody new that maybe you haven't heard of before, but I think you definitely need to know who he is. So Sam Maddali is my guest today, and he is from United Pharmacy Network. And Sam, before we kind of dive in to talk about what UPN is, give everybody just a little brief history of you, because you've been in the pharmacy world for quite a while. Even if it's, if you don't have a household name per se, I think you've had a big impact on this industry, but give everybody a little bit of brief introduction on yourself.
My name is Sam Maddali. I have actually came from India a long time ago, about 25 years ago, as a pharmacist, landed in New York City, where all the opportunities and try to survive and come to where I am today. I got my license back in 1993. Worked as a pharmacist for a very long time, owned my own drugstores since from 1997, started one of the drugstores. I have completed my specialization in the independent pharmacy, multi-pharmacy ownerships through the NCPA, which is my favorite portion to keep always independent pharmacy owners in business and help them how to grow, how to make their pharmacies as profitable. So, which is actually started from myself, working myself as an independent pharmacy owner. There's only so much you can do. So I thought about it. I said, let me step out from my comfort zone and see what options are available and how we can help my fellow pharmacy owners by forming a GPO. So many times the GPOs are existing already. And what is a GPO? Why you should be a part of a GPO? How transparent you can make a GPO, which is the most important aspect of my ambition as a CEO of the GPO, which is born United Pharmacy Network in 2009, which is just about 11 years ago. We started with 40 drugstores about 10, 11 years ago, and today proud and see the growth where we are with 450 drugstores in 14 different states. And we are constantly growing. And why we are growing? Because we are the most transparent GPO. We started and we are continuing as a everyday GPO to help our independent pharmacy owners.
Yes. Thank you for that history. I thought it was really important that people understood that you come from where they're at. You have been a pharmacy owner, you own pharmacies, you've been there, you know what that day-to-day kind of activities and the energies that are against us in this energy, like you understand. And I think that's why your GPO is different than a lot of other GPOs. I don't know if it's just the end of the year type of thing, but I've been talking to a lot of pharmacy owners lately about GPOs, and a lot of people call me and ask me for, what is my opinion of, some GPO that they kind of spit out. And, to be honest, and I'm told you, I don't really like most GPOs. I think many of them, they started out, meaning to try to do good, but you get caught up in these corporate partnerships and you get caught up in, the profit and loss, and you get caught up in trying to make money, or private equity comes in and owns them, or something happens, and they just lose sight of how they're trying to benefit pharmacy owners. And I think that's one of the things that drew me to you and to UPN is because of your pharmacy ownership background, because of your intimate relationship with pharmacy owners, that you keep UPN on the straight and narrow. You keep it going in the right direction. So obviously you're GPO, which means people can come to you to buy drugs. Like that's the basis. And I think you take that even a little further. You mentioned transparency earlier, but why should a pharmacy care about who their GPO is? I hear from a lot of pharmacies, well, aren't they all the same? And when you're a nerd like me and you've dove into it, you realize that there are very much different. But what would you say to a pharmacy owner that it's like, why should I care about UPN, or what makes UPN different?
Very good question, Lisa. Thank you. Everybody does a GPO. I mean, there are tons of GPOs in the market nowadays. Every month I turn around, there's a GPO starting it. The cost of goods, which is very important. What do you see your cost of goods on the paper? what are you being charged is the most important point every pharmacy owner should understand. And some of them, they do understand, but they got no time to go and audit themselves. That's where my GPO comes in the picture. As I said, more transparent. We have an IT team. We make sure that you are quoted for a bottle of ethanol, $3. And my GPO makes sure that pharmacy, Brockman's Pharmacy in Bayonne has been charged $3. That's the first audit step. Second, the cost has to be consistent. I have a very good relationship with the wholesalers and I have studied every single wholesaler in the country. So many times the wholesalers, what they charge you on the January, it may not be the same price they're charging you in the month of April, in the month of October. Again, we do audit for every single pharmacy owner to make sure if the price is committed in the January for the $3 a bottle, and until the price increase happens, if at all, and you will be charged the same price. Then next, I want to keep my pharmacy owners in business. How can I do that? Basically, to educate them, to provide the necessary tools they need to improve their business and to be competitive in their neighborhood and to be a one step ahead, either with the other independent pharmacy owners or other chain drugstores in their zip code or in their hometown, wherever they belong. So we have a full team of a marketing who can design and get it printed and communicate with your local marketing teams and complete the full circle, and where the people has to come to your drugstore and buy that particular product for a fair price and the price what has been advertised and provide the service what is being advertised. Either it could be in the social media or it could be B2B or it could be a newspaper ad. We complete every single aspect of the marketing, which a small mom and pop pharmacy owner won't be able to do it. How can we do that? That's where is our marketing team kicks in, and they handhold it and walk you through the community events and make it a successful advertisement or a marketing gig for your mom and pop independent pharmacy owners.
And I think one of the other big differences that I've noticed with UPN is, I've owned a lot of pharmacies. We've switched GPOs, we've switched wholesalers. You buy from an old ownership, and when you switch a GPO or you're thinking about switching a GPO, you hear from that salesperson all the time, like they're bugging you, and then you finally sign up and you finally get going, and then you never hear from them again. They disappear, and you take a completely different approach where you provide far more support and far more communication after a pharmacy joins, to that point that you want pharmacies to be successful. You want to help them succeed. If they stay in business and they grow and they thrive, ultimately it helps you as a GPO if you help that pharmacy. And so it's a really symbiotic relationship. And so your pharmacies hear from you all the time. You've got some really great, unique services, which we won't be able to dive into all of them today. But I know every single time I go to look at an idea or something like that, I'm like, oh, does UPN have that? And it's like, oh, they do, and so I think that after support, like you're really a partner in their pharmacy, not just a website where they happen to purchase products. And it seems like a small thing, but man, it really is very, very impactful when you're trying to grow your pharmacy and trying to understand what you need to focus on. And so I think that's one of the reasons why I think your pharmacies succeed far more than, other GPOs pharmacies.
I just want to quickly add in this one. I'm a pharmacist. I'm a pharmacy owner. So I always look into this picture, how a pharmacy owner feels it. Is it beneficial to a pharmacy owner? Does it make $1 into the pharmacy owner's pocket? Then only we jump in and take care of this whole aspect of the vendor relationships. Secondly, if the pharmacy does well, they buy more. See, our relationship with the wholesalers is always you buy $100 million. This is your deal for your pharmacy owners. You buy $150 million. The deal changes, which they offer more rebate structure to the UPN. which automatically passes to the pharmacy owner. So that is where I come across always and say, we are the most transparent. Why? Because not like other GPOs, we don't get the pharmacy rebates to the GPO. We make sure whatever the GPO promises a rebate directly comes from the wholesaler to the pharmacy owner. We don't touch your money. That's where we come as a most transparent GPO in the industry. Everybody is welcome to go ahead and compare it. I mean, there is a monthly check, there's a quarterly check, there is an annual check, there's a 13th check. We don't do that. We give every month one check. What are the rebate belongs to? Brand rebate, generic rebate, third-party rebate. Every money is yours, and that money we make sure directly comes from the wholesaler to the pharmacy owner within 30 days. Done, cash it, it's your money.
Wouldn't it be nice if, all companies in the pharmacy industry operated like that? We always talk about we need more transparency. Yeah, everybody talks about needing transparency on like the PBM side and stuff. And what I think that most pharmacies don't understand is they don't understand the magnitude of smoke and mirrors that is happening with your GPO and your typical wholesalers. There is so much going on there. And so there really is a breath of fresh air to have a transparency brought to the buying side of pharmacy, just as much as buying transparency is needed on the reimbursement side as well. So if somebody wants to dig in more to UPN, maybe talk to your company there, find out if it might be a good fit for them. Lately, I've been talking to a lot of pharmacy owners. I think it's a year-end thing, and frankly, one of the best business advice I ever got as a pharmacy owner was to shop out my cost of goods at an annual basis. So I like when pharmacies are asking questions about who is better and what else is out there. So if they're in a state where they're considering maybe looking at a different GPO or looking to see what's out there, what's the best way a pharmacy can get in touch with UPN? What website can they go to?
The website is very simple. It's upnrx.com. And you please reach out to us at sales@upnrx.com, and we will respond to you immediately. My success is because of my employees, the staff who are around me. They take it very personally, and we handhold you. So many times, I involved. Is it very difficult to make a change if I'm a part of a GPO? Absolutely not. We handhold you, we walk you through, and we do all the work behind the scenes to make it very successful flow for you. Again, it's upnrx.com.
All right. Awesome. Well, thanks, Sam. Thanks for sharing some of the benefits. I am confident that if you are a pharmacy owner and you look into UPN, you're gonna like them just as much as I do. I'm always here as a resource available to you. You can reach out to me on any of my social channels or send us an email at info@diversifyrx.com. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us, and we'll talk to you again next time.